Hello everybody, welcome back. We are level 30 on the moon right now, and well, what we need to do before we upgrade our buildings here, so that is the next mission that we have. The self-supporter dependence on deliveries from Earth makes it easy for Drake. Make your colony more autarkic. And Drake, of course, is the guy that is always attacking us from the orbital watch. Produce lunar lunch is another goal, so that is something we reach only with the officers then. Before I go with them, let's have a look. We do have a bit of moon ice, so I would like to have a bit more oxygen production. That is something we have. Yeah, actually no idea where we have it. There we have it. And here we can now place another one of these buildings here. Just easy squeezy. Getting a bit more oxygen, which we're going to need then soon. Do we have enough ice now? It's fine if we can upgrade one more. Then it's fine having the oxygen. And what I can see is the bioenhancers is another thing that we need more of. And that we have here then. So those guys here, we can afford one more. Even though, yeah, it is expensive. But well, that is the whole idea behind the moon, I guess. Having one massive expensive landscape here. Money-wise, not so bad. Bioenhancers, we have now a few, so I think it is time to upgrade. We do have the materials for that. How much does it cost? 5 titanium plating, so that's fine. And let's go ahead and upgrade our center here with offices.
Reporting for duty.
There they are. In definitely nicer buildings.
A self-contained lunar community. In the beginning, it was only small steps. But now you stand firmly, and your colony has taken roots. You are ready to get to the core of the lunar licensing program. Fusion energy generation. It's all theory still, but I believe in you.
So with the officers now we have one of the last missions for the lunar licensing program, and that is the connect the fusion reactor built and connected to Earth. Now that is a massive mission. That is something we cannot do right now. What we want here first is the lunar lunch. That is something my people here need. And next up would be then the helium, so the fusion power cells as well. That is important for the anti-grav compensators that are also needed on Earth then. So for that we do need, for the lunar lunch, we do need the moon crops. We have quite enough of them because we already used that for our space nutrition factory. And there we have it, the space galley. And this one produces the lunar lunch then. Just finding a perfect spot for it again. I think over here we do have a nice little spot for it. And oh, it's not producing that much. And as you can see, it takes a massive amount of space here. In that case, let's build another one here. We will need a shield. Let's have the shield generator here. And the shield generator does need a connection to road there as well for this one to work. And titanium plating is fine. We have a positive balance now of the lunar lunch, so those guys should be happier. A bit of balance we get back out of it, but it's still just really, really expensive to have it. Now, let's have a look back again. We are now really far on the moon. That's fine. And in that case here, do we need to transport the lunar lunch there to Meridian Coves? Let's have a look for that. No, we don't. The only thing, bioenhancers, yeah, we do need a few more bioenhancers because we don't have enough in Meridian Coves, especially if we want to get more.
Still sticking by the corporation.
If we want to get more executives. So let's get another solar power that we can have here. Of course, we do need another shield generator for that. And yeah, resources are looking not that bad. Can we sell something? We can sell, oh yeah, we can sell those.
That doesn't surprise me.
Sustenance packs for 74,000, and those bioenhancers are also quite worth it, as you can see. So quite valuable to sell those things, getting a bit of additional credits in here. That is something that we get a bit of a titanium plating. Can we purchase that?
I know.
Yeah, we can purchase a bit of titanium plating. And in that case, bioenhancers, we still have enough earth, right? Yeah, we have lots of earth. Let's get a large shield generator. That is this one here. Over here. And here we can have lots of bioenhancers later. Oh, well, actually, we start with it right away. And as you can see, a massive one. And with that, we can have lots of these factories then in here. Which is exactly what we want to achieve here. Those guys here. And yeah, we could still do that. Like, how much does it cost me? One of them. Right, they don't even cost that much. This one's exposed. Not like this then anymore. And another one actually here. And yeah, probably another one. It's all about that mass production here now. Right, so there we have a surplus of 24. We still have the earth. Still have enough of that, so we can even squeeze in another one here. Right, and only now do we not have enough energy anymore. But I think with the earth we are pretty low there as well. So 31 that we have now. Let's adjust the trade route for that accordingly. So we have, yeah, that is fine. So surplus of 22. That should help us a bit. Now in Viridian Coves, I don't want to produce forever everything on that one island. So we have to look out for another sector here that we can have. First of all, let's have a look at Viridian Coves itself. It is a beautiful town that we have here, and we want to expand. We want to get over here as well. For that we'll need, well, a whole bunch of new resources. The water, the rice, the food, stuff like that, which just, you know, consumes a lot of space. Especially here we have the fruit plantations, the food, the rice. I want to get rid of that here in Viridian Cove, so we do need another sector for that. Now, one
Hey there.
sector that I really like is Wildwater Bay. It is one of the more expensive ones, so it cost me 2,100,000, but it's totally worth it. It has a massive landscape to build on. It has mountain sites, lots of coastal sites, so 31. That's very important for our algae production that we need. So let's take this sector. Just like that. New owner, Syravin, we are it, and well, money-wise, it is really bad though. But we can now start a whole new level here, and look at that. This was a DLC map, by the way.
Wide meadows and towering mountains. And soon you will add an impressive skyline to the picture. This will be the most difficult construction project you have undergone so far. But judging from your employees' motivation, you've bright prospects.
Really
Between
beautiful.
us, the Union is impressed with how your corporation is growing. Hardly surprising you've settled for such a vast sector.
And there we have the spaceport already with the elevator as far as I can see that. Right? No, we actually need to build that first here. Now, in that case here, as we can see, massive landscape. So it's usually a very nice island there to build a city. So it was one of my other favorites that we could have settled on. But it is just our massive city here that we are going to have for production primarily. But we're also going to have, of course, a bigger town here as well. There we have the warehouse. And the cool thing now is I don't need to really start from scratch anymore. You know, so when you take over one of these sectors, we can have an elevator there already. So I could start now a transfer route for the biopolymer from Viridian Coves to Wildwater Bay with 65 surplus. At the moment, we don't produce anything in Viridian Coves anyway, so I can just have that. The same thing with the robots here. Just have 60 of them as well. It doesn't even cost me that much, 800 in my balance. Totally fine. And we now have endless resource supplies without actually building that. So that is a huge advantage, and we want to use that as often as possible. Now, as we can see, resources are going up. Let's plan ahead. First of all, what I want to do is, well, we do need a city here as well. So we cannot just, you know, say no to that. Reason for that is the workforce. Now, workforce is something you need on all your islands all the time, in all your sectors. And unfortunately, as far as I know, but don't quote me on that, perhaps it changes later, we cannot transfer the workforce. So in that case, we do need to build towns of our own. So we do have another massive town here, and oh my goodness, look at that landscape and those mountains. Absolutely fantastic. Over here we start with that. So we do have the building resources and everything. What we do now do need, however, is, well, water, rice, food, and energy above all. So energy, once again, we cannot transfer energy at the moment, though it will be possible soon once we have the fusion reactor. Though the fusion reactor, well, as you know, is really expensive. And far away over here on that side, we can start with the first solar power array panels that we have, because they don't really need that much space, just a bit of radius around them to have a good efficiency of them. So I think 3 of them should be fine for now. Whoops. Actually, did I build 2 now here? No, I did not. It's just, I think it's a visual bug that we have here right now. Yeah, because this one hasn't been built yet. Now we can build it. Right, so we have 1,500 energy. We do perhaps, yeah, need another logistics warehouse over here. And it's always so exciting to start on a fresh island. It's like an empty page or paper where you can then just paint something on it. And in this case here, it's much easier this time because, well, as you can see, building resources are flooding us without us any building thing there. Now let's start. We do need an information center in the center, and I'm going with the office, the security there as well right away. So there we have our information center, and on the other side we're going to have the security, so that we just know, you know, have a bit of space here that we can already plan ahead. And workforce is down now. That's going to change. What we also need is the water. Let's have the people first.
Someone call for some workers.
And there the first people are coming to Wildwater Bay. On the other side, let's have the crossing here. I mean, who knows? Perhaps this takes over the place for the largest city in the game later on. No idea. It's a start, and we can just really build lots of those guys here.
Consumer analyses show unfulfilled demand for specific commodities.
Yeah, and after a little bit of time it looks like this. So lots of workforce, also people that pay us some taxes there. That's a good thing. Now water is though down, and that is really down. So in order to now really grow this little town here, we do need water. So let's have the first one here. Of course we could then later also have, well, a few of those water transfer routes that we get here, but for now it should be fine. Let's squeeze in a few more smaller buildings here as well, because we can, and then have the water extractors here, 3 of them. I don't think that 3 of them will be enough though. Might actually be enough with all the modules. Very good, so there we got now at least 9. That is our first thing, so now the population grows with that. So next up would be the rice. Now rice, organic food, and vitamin drinks, that is something we can really focus on because we have so much space here. So the first thing that we also need to do here is let's get the street, and we're going to reserve those mining sites there for something else that we need later then, because of course there's still more goods coming in that we need. Over here, lots of place, lots of flat terrain that we can use for some fields, and the first thing that we need here is the rice. Let's get some logistic warehouses over here. And then we have our first rice farms. Unfortunately, what I think is we cannot copy the rice farms with all the modules installed like this. I cannot now go over here and say, I want to copy it, as you can see. So unfortunately, it's only working for the first building, but not the modules, like in Anno 1800, for example. So that is something that is better there, for sure. Well, well, well. Do you think I went too far with this? Well, then you don't know anything about Anno 2205, because we have to continue like this for quite some time. Now, we do have a surplus of 616 rice now with that. And bear in mind, rice is needed for quite a lot of things here. So in that case, organic food is what consumes rice, and water here. Water is something we have plenty of now. So in that case, we can have here, I'm going to reserve this for more rice farms later. So we're going to have organic food production. Yeah, more or less than here in this area. So this one here is kind of like the border. So I can have more farms than here later, and another water extractor. Let's actually use that right away. Try and connect it there, so we can also have a few more rice farms here. And here, well, we do need, first of all, a warehouse, once again, and then we can have those food factories, which in this case actually look much better now, I think. Let's have a few here. And then we have these smaller modules right next to them. And here, I should be able to just continue down there, as long as I can. And yeah, in Anno 1800 you could really copy the whole thing there with the modules on board. Unfortunately, it is really not possible. It doesn't matter what key I press. Unfortunately, nope. So in that case, let's continue with the modules. Do we have enough energy? No, energy is running out now, but it's fine. How's rice looking? Yeah, it's still fine, everything. Let's continue. More. We need more of these modules here. This is looking pretty cool, right? Massive productions. Energy is a problem, but it's fine. We have space here for those power panels. There is one. Up here we can have another one. This one here, I think, needs a connection. Now it's working. And here we can have another one. Up here. Oh, biopolymers, but they're just replenishing already. There we have another one. So that's enough energy for more of them. Let's have a look. Rice is still plenty of. Water is still plenty of. Organic food, well, 390. Looking fine so far. The next step would be our vitamin drinks. Now we have over here now the food, and we can expand here, and we should reserve the place for that, or the space for that. For the vitamins, oh, we have nice islands there in Wildwater Bay as well. 3 full islands, one with mining sites and coastal sites. And other than that, here we will have our vitamin drinks, and we do need lots of them. Don't forget, vitamin drinks are needed for not only Viridian Coves, but also for the Arctic. And that's why we should have that here. Now, we do have the street connections to the mines, because that is the most important thing. We should not cut them off from the supply. And then we do need, once again, some logistics. Let's have 2 of them. And then we start with the vitamin drinks. So in that case, we have the rice, the water, and the organic food completely covered here, with the ability to expand on that in the future. And the same thing I want to have with the vitamin drinks, you know. So vitamin drinks and the organic food is totally covered in Wildwater Bay in the future. We can even squeeze in the rejuvenators, because we have lots of coastal sites, you know. That's for the algae production. This year might just be for rejuvenators at some point. How much does it cost me? We could actually go for that right away, to be honest. Really laying the foundation here for the future city. Now here we want to have the fruit farms then completely. So we are going to add lots of them. And then we continue with the modules then just into that direction here. And this is our fruit plantation for now. We can then expand the whole thing to this area here as well. How much fruit do we produce with that? 900. So that sounds pretty amazing. Now those 900, we do need the vitamin condenser for that. Lots of them. Before we do that, however, we should upgrade our houses here in Viridian Coves itself. And that's right, we also need to do that because workforce is low. And the only real advantage that we have here is upgrading, and with that we would get a massive workforce influx. So let's have a few of those guys here. Right, there our town is growing. Good thing about that is more money is coming in, level up as well, and the workforce is increasing massively with those buildings here. And don't assume that this is the end of it. Let's upgrade a few more here. And it's just really looking pretty there. Another mega city is coming out. Now we do have enough workforce then to continue now with our vitamin condensers, and there is a bit of space for that. First of all, no, actually we do have enough of the logistics, so now we can just spam those buildings then here once again.
Demand for specific consumer products.
And there are the factories now working for those fruit plantations. As we can see, we barely have now enough for all the fruits here. In that case here, yeah, we could copy that block here 3-4 times at least. Over here too, we still haven't installed the modules yet for the workforce that we can do to increase that. Well, and also to upgrade more people here, because that's something we can always do to get more workforce out of it. So those guys are happy with that. The next step would be the rejuvenators. For the rejuvenators, we can really go for this island here to save a bit of space on the mainland. We can go full out here with the rejuvenators. We have the materials for it.
Paperwork's done. It's yours.
There we have a new warehouse for that. So this is really the foundation that we're laying here for the Viridian Coves investor city then. So if we really go all out then, we definitely want to have a high surplus of those goods. So the organic food that we have, the vitamin drinks, and I think we need to triple that before we can really go anywhere. But I just want to show you that this is how it's done, at least in my opinion, and I'm continuing then with doubling that and tripling that without recording, because I think that is a bit tedious to watch. It's definitely tedious to build, even though actually, no, not really. It's actually fun to build it because it's so massive, the whole thing. Now over here we have a coastal site. Here we have 2 coastal sites. Well, let's make this a bit more beautiful actually. Righto. Energy wise we're still fine. And here we're going to have all the rejuvenators that we probably will ever need, hopefully. Let's have the algae. That's that. Workforce-wise, we're fine. And bear in mind, once the rejuvenators are coming in, you know, I will get more workforce out again as well, because, of course, the people here want rejuvenators as well, and they will just grow with that. By the way, they do need something else, right? Fine for neuro implants. I could give them some neuro implants and get a bit of additional workforce there again. So here we have... Oh, no idea. How many do we need? 23. Right, so that is something. Perhaps we can supply Wildwater Baden with a whole new Arctic sector. That might be something. Let's get a bit of additional information for those guys here. They're thirsty for all the information they can get, and upgrade more. That's that. And over here, we can now continue. We do need to wait a bit for the biopolymer. And actually, can we start a trade route already? Let's have a look. We do have the organic food. Viridian Coves has a good surplus there. But we can then get more. And yeah, rice is something that also is needed. Let's just have a surplus of 200 rice for now in Viridian Coves. So that's fine. How much does that actually cost us? 800. So it's really cheap if they're that close together. The same with the water. Now, water we should not do. It's only plus 10 at the moment. We can get more from the station then. The other thing that I can think of is the, yeah, vitamin drinks. Plenty of that. Let's just keep 100 in Wildwater Bay because we still want to expand there as well a bit. So now we have vitamin drinks and we can get more to Akia Flowston as well, which will need it for more workforce.
Transfer route.
And as you can see, well, let's just go back out again. That how this works together here now, this network, and this is only getting more complex now, and we're not even in the final civilization status yet, civilization stage, so there are more goods to come and more production chains. But first of all, let's focus on the foundation, on the basics that we want to increase here as well. So we do have algae. Actually, let's have this one here now too. Right, we're really going all out there with the algae, with the coastal sites that we have here. Let's have some of those logistics centers here as well. Energy-wise, we should, yeah, probably get here something as well. Over here. And here. And then definitely over here. Right, so that's enough energy. Some bots, very nice. And yeah, it's biopolymers that we need now, so let's just wait a bit. Beautiful. Now we have some biopolymers. Let's start with the synth cell incubator. And yeah, we need to be really careful here with the space because we need lots of these factories. So I have no idea if we can actually manage to have the full production on this island here alone. No idea. That is just enough now for the algae that we have. That's 300 of those synth cells, and with that we can now have the rejuvenators, and we should get a nice influx of workforce then again. And look at that, I've also used now all the workforce modules on every one of these because we need it. I don't know what these are drones, yeah, drone hangars, so they replace the workforce there most effectively. Cool buildings here too, like all the buildings in this game. And yeah, having the synth cells here, I can then have more here, way more. And here we can now have the rejuvenators. So this one here, the biomedical laboratory. Yeah, we should get another logistic supply here as well. And we go up here. And then we add those guys here to that whole thing. And let's just see how many we can squeeze in here. So that's basically all we can get out of it. We have now 250 surplus of the rejuvenators. We have no money anymore, so I cannot even build anything here anymore. We have one more coastal site, so we can still expand a bit from what I can see here. Yep, that is one more coastal site we have. And of course, we can use then the coastal sites here as well and just continue here, you know, because it's global, more or less, or within the sector, that is. Now, 250 rejuvenators. The people here definitely like it because they have it now too. In that case, let's have a look around. Rejuvenators, I think this is one. We do have a bit of that in Viridian Coves, but not that much anymore. Let's transfer all of the rest to Viridian Coves. So in Viridian Coves now we have the vitamins, we have the rice, we have the food, and we have the rejuvenators. Right, so in that case, food we already... Do we transfer that? No, we don't. So let's do it like so. Having that now here. So in Viridian Coves, we have now the ability to massively increase our city. with all the new resources. So at least for the first 2 steps alone, we are completely prepared now to build this place here full of buildings. So I want to have the mega city here then, and then here, right? So it's going on over both sides with the beautiful bridges in the middle, and we have to start with our sector project here soon as well, because of course that just fits in the headquarters, the fusion reactor on the moon, and oh, so many things that we still need to do. But this is looking fabulous at the end, I'm pretty sure of it. Stay tuned.
Attention.